real quick before we just jump into everything, me and Clay were just talking because we were going to give you guys a scenario, but we figured that we should kind of set the record straight on something. First and foremost, we understand that we have to make this as generic as possible, just to put that out there, because every single person that we meet and talk to has a different life, different clinic, different practice, different everything. So you might feel as if you're the best salesperson in the world. You might feel as if you're the worst salesperson in the world. But the one thing I will say is you have to be able, and I struggle with this. You can ask him. You have to be able to check your ego at the door. And I kind of want to sit there on that for a second because the reality is for a lot of times it's very easy to put the blame on external factors. I do it as well. Like I do it all the time, and I know that this is a problem that I have as a person, and I overcome it every single day. But what I'm saying is, if you're somebody who's been burned by marketing agencies before, if you've worked with somebody and it hasn't turned out, I really will challenge you to look back on that experience and say, was it really all their fault? And for some of you, when I said that right there, you probably sat there and you're like, yeah, it was their fault. But you really have to ask yourself, did they get me the leads? Did they get me appointments? If those two answers are no, then yeah, it was their fault. But if you guys were having people that were getting booked into your clinic or leads that were coming into, your CRM and you weren't hitting them in 5 minutes, or maybe they told you that they were going to hit the leads up for you. Regardless, setting the record straight on this, and I don't want to ramble too long on it. As a business owner, I want you to take us out of the equation or any other marketing agency out of the equation. You need to treat these leads like they're yours. Yes, our team might be on them depending on what program you signed up for, but they're still your leads. They're still your business. It's still dollars that you're spending. So we understand. I think we've kind of set this, we've kind of set this record straight to begin with, but these people you're probably not going to marry us. We're not probably going to be doing business together forever, or maybe we will. But I wanted to at least get that point out here and say we understand. We just hope that throughout this, we can give you skills and traits to where one day maybe you crack the lead gen aspect of it and that's what you're struggling with. You never have to worry about it again because now you know sales and lead gen, just like us. We are like I always like to say, we're like the self sustaining greenhouse in a zombie apocalypse. It means like we can run ads and we can make sales and we can fulfill on the back end. So like while everybody else's businesses might burn and crash, we're not going anywhere because we have a machine where if we put a dollar in,
Mhm.
we're going to get dollars out. And we just want to be able to give you guys that as well because we don't want you tied down to us. But that's my rant. I wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, and furthermore, and not, he mentioned we don't want you guys to feel married to us. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't, but we might be building out a product in the future to give you the assets where you do understand how to run ads, how to have media buyers do that for you. So we want you to have the skills to understand how to take these leads and turn them into lifelong patients yourselves. So that way, when you're spending a lot on ads and you're making even more for revenue in your company, you're still able to scale the system the same way that we try to do it for you. Um, so the big thing is just treat every single lead like it is yours. I know I mentioned this on a lot of sales calls that I bring in is, we spend a lot of money on ads as well. So we understand the value of every name, number, and email that comes through your system. So yes, we have our team that's going to be calling and vetting them and financially qualifying them and the whole nine yards, but still treat every single appointment like it's a lead. Have your team call them in the morning, confirm those appointments. Really, really, really care about those appointments because whoever cares more about the sale is going to win. So we just kind of want to have this first call, set the tone right, and we'll get into more of the nitty gritty and some sales stuff that you guys can kind of take away going from here.
And look, last point on that. We know you guys paid. We know what you guys paid us for. So we're not sitting here saying it's all on you now. It's all on
Right.
us. But what we are saying is there's going to be a time where it's not on us anymore. And I don't want this to be a relationship where you look back and you say, man, I worked with these guys for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever it was. And it was just average. Because at the end of the day, the same leads we're going to generate for you is going to be the same leads we generate for the next clinic and the next clinic and the next clinic. However, we have some clinics that have been working with us for a long time and they've cracked this code because they've watched this video and they've watched all these videos and they've been able to come back and say, holy shit, I went back to those leads that this company generated me with this sales process, changed the game. So that's the reality of what I'm telling you is like, you guys just might have not known at the end of the
Mhm.
day. Like you guys have just might not had these resources in front of you yet, or maybe you have and you're just crushing it. But we at least have to put it out and give it to you. because one day, like I mentioned, finally, you won't be with us. You have to carry these skill sets with you. It's the reason why, Clay, if we wanted to go open up, give me an agency.
We could do this for dentists, roofers. We could do it for any medical niche. Like,
It's just the same repeatable process. You generate the lead, you walk them through the sales process, you overcome the objections, you close the deal. Sometimes you get layups. And the reality and the crazy reality of this game is if you stay in the game long enough, it's weird.
mhm.
If you generate leads for an entire month, you're going to have enough layup sales that come through to break even 1-to-1. The
Mm.
reality is the money is made when you take that 80 to 90% of those leads that told you to beep yourself or I'm not buying or I'm not doing this and you actually close them. That's where the
Right.
money's made. If you're just making money on layup sales,
It's not
you're
to
not going to scale.
step on your feet, but I tell like a lot of sales guys when they're asking me for support is they're like 10% of people are always going to tell you no. It's just there's 10% of people that will not buy from you. They're too good for everybody. 10% of people are the layups that he's talking about. They come in, they want the product. You don't even there's no objections. They're going to buy it. It's the 80% that matters. So the 80% is that middle margin where the best salespeople win. Nobody closes at 100%. Nobody. But if you can have a process dialed in where you're very consistent with the 80% of people that aren't 100% certain that they want to move forward, but we're able to, provide a lot of certainty. We can, have them trust us. We can overcome some of those fears that they have, and show them that it's the right time to move forward. You're going to be able to close at a very high rate. And that's what kind of makes all the difference.
And last but not least, you guys have more leverage than us, right? You guys also have more expenses than us, most likely. We know a lot. We partnered up with a lot of clinics, so we understand that if you guys pay us $1 and we make you $5, you don't profit four. You have expenses, you have staff, you have overhead. So this is why we really stress this, because the reality is, if you're not able to close at a higher percent, if you're not able to maximize these deals that tell you I need to think about it, and you let them leave the clinic,
Mhm.
you're just getting closer and closer to that break-even point every single month. If you're not reactivating your leads at the end of the month with a special offer, pushing them over the ledge, like these are all things we're going to provide for you. But you have to understand that if you haven't been doing this, you've literally been spending money on marketing that's not working because you are not making
Mhm.
it work. That's it. That's all I really want to say. And I promise you this will be my promise to you. This will be the most valuable course, lesson, tutorial, whatever you want to call it. This will be the most valuable, tailored to your niche that you have ever seen. It beats all YouTube content. I promise you. Tune in. We're super excited to show you the rest of it.